What's up guys, in this episode I want to show you how to install a gas cooktop. Keep in mind this video is only for demonstration purposes, so if you have a gas cooktop or any type of a gas appliance, it must be installed by a licensed professional only. In series of videos, I also explained how to install each and every one of the appliances that you can see in this kitchen. So if you're interested, please make sure to watch those videos as well. And the links to those videos are going to be in the descriptions below in case you're interested. And if you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Now, before any further ado, let's get into this one. As you can see, this is the opening for our cooktop, and if we take a look at the back side, we're going to locate the gas pipe and also an electrical outlet. So in order to access to that gas pipe and the electrical outlet and also make it easier for us to install the cooktop, we have to remove these bottom drawer cabinets. So the way to remove them, I pull them all the way out and then I lift it right up. This is how easy they come off. And as you can see, there is no shutoff valve installed on that pipe. So I went to the basement and I found this main gas manifold. As you can see, it has labels on it and the one for the stove is shut off. So that means there's no gas coming upstairs. So now we're okay to open it up from upstairs. So with my channel locks and a pipe wrench, I opened up the cap from the end of that pipe. The end piece from the yellow pipe also came off with the cap, so now I have to remove it and reinstall it. It's a compression fitting, so it doesn't need any pipe though. After this was installed, I got myself a nice elbow and some joint compound. I applied a very generous bead of this compound on all the threads. And then I started tightening the elbow by hand. After that, I used my channel locks and the pipe wrench to drive it all the way in. The pipe in this application was 1/2 inch, so I got myself a nice 1/2 inch shutoff valve. After applying a generous amount of the pipe dough on the threads of that elbow, I installed my shutoff valve. Depending on your gas pipe size, you have to buy one of these gas appliance connector kits. These come in 3/4 inch and 1/2 inch sizes. They already have the adapters attached to them. My pipes are 1/2 inch, so I got the 1/2 inch, and this is a close-up look of how it looks like. I removed both of the adapters from the pipe. I put some pipe dough on one of them and installed it right inside that shutoff valve. They only go one way, so there's no way you mess it up. After the fitting was completely installed to the shutoff valve, I put a lot of pipe dough to the other end of it, and then I connected the actual yellow flexible pipe to it. I removed the actual cooktop from the packaging and double checked it for any imperfections or any damage. Luckily, in my case, everything was fine. You get 4 packs of this foam gasket inside your packaging. This is supposed to be installed on all around the opening on the countertop. Once you're done with it, it's time to install the cooktop. You just need to feed the wire in first and very carefully drop it in place. Once you're happy with the location of it, you can remove that rubber piece that is sitting at the very back to protect that sensor. After you're happy with the final location, you can remove all the plastic from it. Inside your packaging, you're gonna have 2 brackets that is gonna be holding the cooktop to the cabinets. You have to screw these in after dropping the cooktop inside the countertop. I filmed this part when the cooktop was still outside, just so you can see where exactly they're gonna go. Before you screw the cooktop to the cabinet, just double check it from the outside also and make sure that it's sitting nice and straight. As you can see here, the brackets are fastened to the actual cooktop and the cabinet here. Again, inside the packaging, you're gonna have a regulator that looks like this. One side of it has a 3/8 thread on it, which it's gonna go on this pipe, and the other end has a 1/2 inch thread, which is gonna go to the yellow pipe connection. Again, I put a lot of pipe dough on the 3/8 pipe, and then I installed the regulator. After tightening it up, I installed that adapter for the yellow pipe, and again, I used a lot of pipe dough for all these seams, and then I installed the actual yellow pipe at the end. Once all the connections were made, I pushed that yellow pipe as far back as I could, so this way when I put the drawers back in, they're not gonna hit it. Then I went back to the basement and I applied a lot of soapy water to the connections and opened up the valve. I went all around it to make sure there's no bubble forming, so this way we know that there's no gas leak. Once I was sure everything is fine, I cleaned up the whole thing with a rag, so this way it's not gonna rust. I repeated the same thing upstairs. I applied a lot of soapy water to all these connections and made sure there's no leakage. Once I was completely sure there's no leakage, I cleaned up everything with a rag. And then I plugged it into the electrical outlet. Now it's time to install the burner caps. They have a hole on the side of them, and that's the location of the igniter. So when you're putting it in place, you have to line up the igniter with that part. There's different sizes of these. You have to make sure to install the right one on the right spot. There's an arrow on the centerpiece and that indicates the location of the igniter. Now it's time to put all these caps on top of them. It's finally time to install the cooking racks. At the very back side of this, we have 4 of these bumpers. And these bumpers have to be placed on top of these bumps. There's 3 of these, so they go next to next. This model also have a Wok Frying Pan Holder, and that's how it goes on, in case you need it. It's actually pretty cool. The wok can sit on top of this without you even holding it. This model also comes with a griddle that goes on top of the 2 flames on the left or the right. So this way you can make the fanciest breakfast recipes. It's finally time to turn it on and see how it works. When you turn the knobs for the first time, it may take a few seconds for it to turn on, so that's normal. So this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button. I also have other videos explaining how to install pretty much any type of appliances. If you're interested, please make sure to watch those videos as well. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And thank you very much for giving me your time. Until next time, peace.